Welcome to the show!
This guy got a mistletoe belt on.
Gosh, that is bad.
The whole plane smells like weed.
Those were the days. It's a joke, you idiot.
Looked in the mirror, I'm like,
Good old innocent fun. Welcome back, everybody, to Troublemakers, the podcast where each week we bring on a guest and they tell crazy stories about their lives. I'm your host, Dylan Krasinski, coming to you from a beautiful day in Brooklyn. The candles are not lit, but we are still ready to have a great time. With me, as always, is my enigmatic co-host, the man with the plan, my number two, the big dog, everybody, Mr. Ray Zawodni.
Oh, wow. Thank you so much for that introduction, Dylan. That was very sweet of you.
Oh,
and good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's always morning when you're me and you're usually just waking up.
It's 1 o'clock.
But it's Troublemakers. It's Wednesday, baby. So you know what that means. You can catch new episodes, full video episodes on our YouTube channel. So make sure to subscribe there. And you can also catch the audio episodes. You can find those on Apple Pod and Spotify. And on those apps, as you know, you can leave ratings and reviews. Leave us a 5-star rating. We will accept nothing less. I know some people have been talking shit, saying that they feel like I'm forcing them into pushing that rating button on the 5, and yeah, that's true. So if you have a problem with it, you can give me a call. My number is going to be written at the bottom of this episode, so read that, type it into your stupid little fucking Android. You're probably an Android user that's attacking us, and give me a call, and we'll talk this thing out.
You guys have a lot of morning radio energy.
It starts that way every episode, and then we quickly devolve.
Yeah, we like the juxtaposition of we start off like Crazy Tony and the Moose, and then it goes into I remember when my dad was smoking crack, and
yeah, a lot of that, like you said, drunk voice.
I do have drunk voice.
Hey, dude, let's get into it. Our guest today, you've heard him already, comedian, very funny guy.
On this one?
Yeah, both of them. Both. Very happy to have him here, everybody. Mr. Neil Rubenstein.
Hi.
Welcome to the pod, baby.
Hi.
There we go. I missed the button, dude.
Thanks for having me.
Hey, thanks for being here, dude.
No, I'm stoked.
Thanks for
I've wanted to do this one for a long time. Like when you first started posting about it, I was like, I want to do Dylan's podcast.
Thanks,
Oh,
dude.
hell
Yeah,
yeah.
we're happy to have you here, man. Yeah. It's psyched to have you. Dude, how you been doing?
Terrible.
All right.
I can't wait to die.
I love honesty in that question. When somebody's like, "How you doing?" and it's like, you're just expecting me to say good, and I'm not going to give it to you this time.
Yeah, I'm honest.
Hey, listen, that's all we care about on this podcast is honesty, good or bad.
Part of my tism.
Oh, you're tistic?
Do you have that?
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, everybody does these days,
There's no normal
right?
people doing stand-up comedy.
That's
no
true.
one's like, I'm pretty well adjusted. Let me fucking do this.
Except for me and Ray. We're the only two well-adjusted people in comedy.
I don't have any problems.
Yeah, okay. I've heard your conversations this morning.
He's like, can we rewind to 5 seconds before we started recording?
All right, dude.
Do you mean when Ray was crying before we started?
When Ray was like, I just woke up 5 minutes ago. I don't know what it is. I can't get out of bed.
I know. Well, I had an edible last night. And I swore those off.
From depression this morning.
Dude, those will get you. You're getting big into edibles.
Yeah. And I only do them when I'm drunk. So, I'm not like a druggie. I only have one because it kind of really amplifies the mood.
I find that I don't like the edibles because I can't control it.
Yeah.
Which is, I guess, that's a personality trait.
That is, yeah, that's for me too. An edible I'll have a 5 milligram, and I remember I had one and I was fine. I was drinking whiskey all day. It was at my cousin's wedding. Had a 5 milligram, and my brother's handing them out like little chocolates, and I was like, I'll have another. And this was like 12 whiskeys in an edible, and now another 5 milligram edible, which I know people are going to be like, 10 milligrams, you little bitch.
But if you don't do it often, then
I
does.
never do it.
Yeah,
Well, that's as high as I can go. I've never had a tolerance for weed.
Oh, really?
Yeah, never had a tolerance for weed.
Do you guys know Ryan, who books Connecticut stuff? You know Ryan.
Yeah.
We went to a concert once, and on the way to the concert, he ate I'm not exaggerating. This is not hyperbole. He ate a 400 milligram cookie.
That's insane, dude.
And then went to a concert. He went out in public like that.
The only time I would eat a 400 milligram cookie is if I was on the way to the hospital. That would be it.
Yeah, it seems like you
Have a
could have
bed ready
stopped
for
at
me.
100.
Dude, that dude has the highest tolerance I've ever seen in anyone. And I've worked with rock stars my whole life. That dude has the most tolerance I've ever seen. It's crazy.
That's insane.
Yeah,
I can't do that.
You've toured with like a lot of bands, right? What's like? So I'm sure you got some fucking wild party stories from those dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What bands have you toured with? Because you were in music before you did comedy, right?
Yeah. I toured with a band called Rival Schools, which is like Walter from Quicksand's band. I toured with Taking Back Sunday for a long time.
Oh yeah,
Shit.
that's fucking.
Motion City Soundtrack, and then I toured with Motion City Soundtrack as a comic too. It was like that was a blast.
How is that when you're touring as a comedian with a band?
It's great. I mean, it's awesome.
It sounds
It's so
awesome,
amazing.
but what is
the
it like?
shows are brutal.
That's
sometimes.
what I was gonna
wanna
say.
know.
Yeah.
That's
I will say, like, Motion City's fans are very cool. Like, so they're very accepting. So there's only like a few shows that like kind of just like sucked.
Yeah.
God.
But most of the shows were awesome. But yeah, like, I mean, I did like that festival like a couple weekends ago, and it's just like you're not doing it to like to have a good time on stage.
Yes, of
improve.
course.
You're like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna work on some stuff.
Yeah, you're doing it to have fun off stage. Like it's just a fun way to make a living.
Well, and because it's worse than dealing with like a rowdy heckler audience. It's just a bunch of people not really paying attention
Not
sometimes.
listening at all. And then like, I do material where it's like I might say something, I'll justify it, but I'm gonna say a crazy thing.
Yeah.
And so like if you're at a festival and you only have 5 minutes and no one's paying attention, I'm like, not anymore, Jew. They're like, what the fuck?
It's the only thing they hear.
Yeah.
Dude, I just saw clips from someone posted from Bert Kreischer's that Fully Loaded thing. And
Can't imagine how that audience is. That's insane.
well, I mean, the comics are great on
Yeah,
it,
but there's no way to convey that to the audience.
Yeah,
True.
I saw who just posted a Cypher Sounds, and he's literally on stage. It's broad daylight out still, and he's like, probably one of the first comics, and it's just heckles from all different sides, and he's trying to crowd work them. And I was just like, this seems like a nightmare.
Yeah, I don't know why you would attempt to crowd work in a 16,000 person
Dude, it's
outdoor
literally
amphitheater.
Makes no sense.
Yeah,
it looks like it's Woodstock in a tent.
I told you during the pandemic, I did a drive-in show in like this big field in Tennessee. And there were like, it was this huge stage, but everybody was in their cars. Like the mic was being sent to their yes.
honking instead of laughing.
Lights, flashing the lights.
If there is anything that could throw off a comedian's timing every single time, it would be after a punchline just getting me, and you like, but you don't get like the validation of a laugh. So you're just you feel like you're just bombing in a field with a bunch of car lights shining on you.
In traffic. It feels like you're bombing in traffic.
I feel like the pandemic, like there were like two experiences. It was like those shows where they're just like, I'm on a street corner. You're like, but then there's also, I did silent disco style.
Crazy.
Amazing.
Really?
Yo, there's no crosstalk.
That's pretty nice.
No, everyone's got, and so like no one's embarrassed to laugh loud.
Oh,
so
that's
I'm
so
hearing
smart.
just laughs.
Oh, that's good. Are you wearing headphones also?
No.
So it's just
You can,
everyone.
like if it was at Rabbit
Okay.
in Asheville, so like they're playing a movie on the other channel.
Oh, okay.
So like if that was loud, then I probably would have put the headphones on.
Yeah.
But it wasn't. It was just a quiet night in Asheville. You're looking at the sunset
pretty
and
good.
the mountains. It was just like, it was perfect.
That's pretty nice. We were just
That's the way you should do it all the time.
How was that? Me and Ray were just walking around yesterday, and we walked by. They used to do stand up in the park during COVID. And Ray was like, "Yeah, they right here." I go, "Yeah, this is where they used to do stand up, right?" And he goes, "Used to."
They still do it.
No.
Yeah.
Knock it off.
You gotta quit, man.
There's no chance. I'm not doing it.
It's mental illness.
I'm not doing it. I'm not doing your roof anymore. I'm not like, yo, I don't want to hear traffic.
Yeah.
I did a show I don't want to say because I don't, but I did a show.
You could say
in
it
a
doesn't matter.
beach town
Okay.
on the main street in an alley next to a restaurant. The kid sold it to me like, "Oh, you're gonna headline this restaurant. We do a show at the restaurant. There's a stage, there's lights, there's everything except walls and a ceiling." So we're in an alley, and you know how like if a comedy show's not well attended, everyone starts in the back.
Yeah.
If the promoter doesn't know to seat them, it's all the way. Everyone's into the back. So everyone's against the fence on the street side of the alley.
Just feels like they're physically trying to escape.
I speak like this. It's just motorcycles, honking, drunk people walking by to the. I'm like, I was supposed to do 40 minutes. I did 18 minutes, and I was like,
all right,
this
thank
is
you.
pointless.
Dude, that was, very popular during the pandemic was the tiny cupboard right around here. And I remember when I moved back going up there and I was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This isn't bad. Then the train, dude, the train would go by and comics would have to be like, hang on one second. And dude, and it's funny like the first time it happens, the second
somebody
time,
will do like a bit about it.
Yeah, but then the 8th comic in a row that's doing a bit about the train going by, you're like, yeah, this is just annoying.
The stock line is when a joke doesn't work, you're like, oh, I wish the train came by now.
Yeah.
The other, every single comic I remember when they were doing bad would comment like, all right, I'm going to do this last joke and then jump off the roof and kill myself. I was like, okay.
So good. So good. Yeah, that is wild. How many tattoos do you have?
What is that question?
You have no idea?
Yo, it's a clown question, bro.
Is it? Is it? Not a good question?
I don't know. I don't know.
There is no way to
clue.
count because it's all one tattoo, I think.
I was asking it more to get into the experience because myself, I have 3. I mean, no big deal.
Do you really?
Yeah, I do.
Oh, you got that one above your elbow.
Yeah, I got 3. But
Do you have
what?
I was gonna.
Are you gonna
twist
guess?
the-
Are you gonna
No,
guess
no.
my?
Yeah, you have like a dolphin around your navel.
Yes, I do. That's one.
And then lips right above his pussy.
Yeah.
Yeah, his lips right there, a little kissy.
No, I wanted to ask because I like tattoo culture. Have you seen anything? Have you had any experiences with tattoo artists being like wild stories or like crazy experiences?
Yeah, I mean,
that
back in the
sense?
day, it was insanity. Now, like, people are worried about lawsuits and stuff. But like 20 years ago, it would just be like mayhem, like making the shop guys like do crazy shit. Like, I remember I don't want to say the tattoo shop, but the owner would like chase the shop guys around with tasers. And like, I remember once we had like a weight loss competition. Like everyone had to like it was like, you know, whatever. And the penalty was like getting tased. There's a lot of tasing back then.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
Did you ever get hit with one?
Oh, I've been tased, dozens of times. Tased, maced. I've been hit with everything. Yeah.
Just as a goof, or did you actually ever get tased by the police?
No. I've never been tased by the police. I've been tased. I've only ever been tased like joking around, which is the craziest.
Yeah.
Oh, we're just kidding.
Oh, you mean like a goof?
You ever been shot just by my friend?
Yeah. But I've been beat up by cops.
Really?
Have you? You've been arrested before?
Yeah.
How many times?
3.
Oh, that's not bad. Okay, that's not bad. What was
I've skated more than I like. I've been where like raids have happened and not gotten arrested.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
What was what situation led to a raid?
Well, I ran a poker room, like an illegal poker room in the city for a long time.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
When was that?
2002 through 5. Maybe?
Post 9/11.
Yeah. It was like the poker book. Do you guys remember? Do you guys watch poker or do poker?
Yeah, I love
Yeah,
poker.
yeah.
So you remember Chris Moneymaker? Like,
Yeah.
So that, right after that, like rooms were popping up everywhere, but it was like still super illegal, and you couldn't like online wasn't so regulated. So it felt sketch. So people wanted to like look you in the eye.
Mm-hmm.
So like there were a few rooms on Long Island and in Manhattan, and you start playing, and then you're like, oh, the dealer's making more than anyone in this room. So then you start dealing, and then you're like, oh, the owner's making a shitload of money. All you have to do is pay rent, and then you start running a room,
Yeah.
and then you get raided or robbed or both.
Oh shit!
Yeah, we had, and then also because it's like all unsavory characters. I remember the FBI came to one of the rooms once.
Really?
And arrested like this dude who was like running a pharmaceutical ring.
Holy shit.
And they didn't fuck with anybody else. They came in and they were like, oh, is so-and-so here? And everyone just like looking down, like, whatever. And then finally the dude was like, and then they asked for like what other, and like, how like, I don't know if you guys play in the rooms around here ever, but like, or in Boston, maybe they probably do this, where it's like everyone's like Jimmy the plumber and Richie the roofer and Paulie promo, and like, so there was this dude Joey Pretzels, and the FBI came for this guy Dom. You can like Google. This is like this is public information, so I'm not like risking anything here. They came for this guy Dom, and they said his full name, and no one knew his full name. And then they were like, "And is Joseph such and such here?" And everyone's like, "Who the fuck is Joseph such and such?" And Joey Pretzels is like, and we're like, "Oh, Joseph such and such."
I thought your last name was Pretzels. Fuck.
Joey Pretzels.
I do love that like poker boom that happened right after Chris
it was
Moneymaker,
huge.
because I was probably like 13, 14, and I remember every one of my friends, myself included, was like, man, let's do a poker night. And then we would do it, and like half of us are like wearing sunglasses and shit, and like somebody's like listening to music because that's what they need.
And it's so funny because like half the people are like super like glasses and headphones and the hood on, and then half the people are like, "Hey, oh, Tony, what are you doing?"
But those are the real poker players. Those guys, real gamblers
for
at least.
Sure, just like because I know like people like Cap, that's Cap. Both Brian McKenna and Mookie Thompson will corroborate most of my poker stories. Like,
Okay.
Brian dealt for me for a little while, and Mookie dealt for me at another place.
Oh shit.
So like it's like everything I say is factual and can be.
So you did that for multiple years. Did shit ever get out of hand?
Always.
Like fights?
Well, fights usually quell pretty quick because everyone's there to play poker, and like if you were gonna fight him,
All right, let's get
you're
back
fucking
into
up
the
my
game.
shit. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
like, hey. But I will say, the one time someone pulled a gun on someone. This is, all right. So this was in the city at this place called the Broadway Social Club.
Okay.
It was like kind of near where, what's the one on that Stand Up New York is on the west side?
Yeah.
So it was kind of near Stand Up New York, like kind of near like between like Columbus Circle and that's did you ever hear my joke where I'm like get the next guy, the robbery, the guy trying to mug me?
Oh no, I don't.
That really happened there.
Really?
I
shit.
was coming out of work and I had like a lot of money on me, but I was also like protected.
Yeah. Okay.
And a guy was like sketchy in the alcove, and like I saw him thinking about it, and I was like, "Get the next guy," and he was like. But yeah, we were in that room, and it was like a busy room. Like Alex Rodriguez had played there, Phil Hellmuth had played there.
Whoa.
Oh, shit.
Like, we had a big game. Like we had a really big game.
And you were running this one?
No. I was just dealing.
Okay. Oh, okay.
But I was dealing, and you guys know Albanians.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like,
Oh yeah.
if you don't know Albanians, they're the craziest people on the planet. They're the scariest, toughest people I've ever met. And so there's like two Albanians. We used to call like all those places like Noah's Ark because it's always like two Asian math nerds, two thugged out black kids, two Hasidic Jews, two Albanian gangsters, two Russian mobsters. So there's this like, there was these Albanian dudes and there was this like thugged out dude, this kid Petey over here. And we make sure you don't bring weapons in. Like, we know it gets volatile. Somehow he got his gun in. Like, our security guard, like, everyone, like, looked at our security, this guy Miles, we're like, the fuck? But so they're like, they're back and forth, just like regular poker stuff.
Yeah.
And then this dude pulls a gun out. And I mean, it's a poker table. So, I mean, like, maybe it's this far away from the guy. And the fucking Albanian dude, like, he goes,
Oh.
and says, "You think I'm scared of a gun? I grew up in a war."
Holy shit.
Yo, you know the Simpsons meme where everyone like backs into the bush?
Yeah.
Yo, like grown men were just like sliding under the table.
Dude.
Yo, I grew up in a war. It was the toughest thing I've ever heard.
Yes.
Yeah, I mean, top.
Dude,
two
how do you even
toughest
respond to that? The dude
He
just
didn't.
like, all
He
right,
was like-
casually
like,
put his
yeah.
gun away.
things. Like, try to save face was like, all right, man. Well, that was fucked up.
Yeah. What happened over there was not cool. Okay? You are right.
Holy shit, man.
Sorry about the genocide that the Russians.
Yeah. but that is the ultimate play because the only way to call that dude's bluff is kill him. You know?
That is. Yeah, dude.
You have no other choice but back
Maybe
down.
shoot him in the foot.
Yeah.
Hold your hand up.
I think,
Right through the
honestly,
palm?
those dudes, like, I think if you shot them in a non-fatal way, they would still kick the shit out of you.
But he would finish the game first. That's how tough he was.
Put him in the corner. Put him in the bathroom.
He was like, after this hand, I'm gonna kill you. But I do have 2 pair, so
Were
I'm
the
gonna stick around.
Albanians the guys in Barry?
The Chechenians.
The
Chechenians.
Chechenians.
But that's probably, they probably were inspired by.
Albanians.
Is that John Wick? Were they Albanians in John Wick 1?
I would venture a guess that people don't make them Albanian for fear of repercussions from the Albanians.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, well, you know what? Let's just bleep that out.
Let's just call them Russians.
Yeah, exactly.
That's fine.
Let's just say they're from Azerbaijan.
Yeah, Russians and Germans are always easy villains in movies.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of the go-to.
Yeah.
That was what did they when they remade? Do you remember when they remade
Red Dawn? Yeah.
And it was supposed to
It
be
was Cubans originally, right?
it was supposed to be Chinese.
In the original one?
Not in the original one. It was Russians through Cuba, I believe.
Okay. So communism. It was just communism.
Yeah, and it was the Russians were invading. So then this one, they tried to make it more realistic, and they were like, it's legit. It's not an Asian country. It is China invading the United States. And then a Chinese company, parent company, like bought the studio, and they had to like do all these reshoots and like change the uniforms. And they were just like, it's a vague Asian country, not China.
Yeah. Well, because they probably were like, oh, if we make it China, we can't cash in on China.
Exactly. They were like, yeah, you're not releasing this.
Wasn't there like a thing a while ago with like a basketball player was like, fuck China. And they were like, well, the NBA does really well in China. And they were like,
Yeah.
okay, China's cool too. I guess.
Yeah, I remember that shit.
There is a rumor that LeBron James is paid like $1 billion a year to turn a blind eye and not speak about China.
Yeah, I heard that.
There is a rumor.
John Cena had a little issue with China once.
When he had to fucking get on there and apologize in Mandarin. Dude, it was horrible, man.
John Cena must have done something shitty to China. I don't really read the news.
Not shitty. I think he just acknowledged like Taiwan being its own country.
Oh my God.
And they were like, we're going to pull the WWE out of Asian markets and it's not going to be in China. And he had to like go like on a Zoom video in his fucking house. And he was like, Ni hao. Yeah, and like literally apologizing
This
in Mandarin.
muscular wrestler on there
He's
like, Ni hao.
I spoke before I knew the history. And it's like, dude, what a bitch. What a bitch move.
Are you calling John Cena a bitch?
Oh, yeah, dude. John Cena's a bitch. Unless he wants to do the podcast.
yes,
and
then we'd love
now
to
he's
have
not
you.
a
You're
bitch.
not a bitch.
Or you're a bitch. Come down here and talk about it.
Yeah, this Sunday.
I love that.
This Sunday, get on down to Brooklyn and challenge Dylan, the Krasinski.
Really? That's my nickname, dude?
What?
The Krasinski?
Almost all of his last name.
That's is one letter short of my last name.
Well,
That's
because-
the best you could do, dude.
I didn't, to be honest with you, I'm hungover. I didn't feel like thinking of something
I can
creative.
tell, dude.
And I was kind of over the wrestling talk already.
All right.
Is that Cole?
No, but it's fine.
Whatever, dude.
Halfway through the bit, he quit the bit.
Yeah, I mean, it's the least commitment to a bit that's ever been done on this podcast.
Ladies,
I was gonna take it. You know how you feel something's gonna take a lot of effort. You know.
This Sunday, does anyone have a juice? I need a. I could use a juice
Or an
right
Alka-Seltzer.
now. Yeah, a little Pepto.
did you guys get diarrhea a lot?
Yeah, I had it today. How about?
All the time.
Yeah.
Really?
Do you drink? Are you a drinker or no?
I was just talking to Dylan about it. I never drank until like real recently. Actually, New Year's of 22. Well, I guess going into 22, New Year's Day 22. I like tried alcohol for like the first time since I was like 12.
Damn.
What?
What did you have? That's
So
the big
we were
question.
So we were supposed to start tour on New Year's Eve in Chicago, and that like last wave of COVID canceled it. So we're like trapped in Chicago, like we're bubbled in a way too expensive hotel, and there was like I guess a Patriots game or something. There was a game where Tom Brady was the quarterback.
22. It probably was the Bucks.
Okay.
It was the Bucks.
New Year's Day 22.
That's when they won the Super Bowl, right? 22.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Is that when it was?
Might have been
so
the
whatever
playoffs.
the bar we went to, every time Tom Brady threw a touchdown, they gave out these like weird pink, like cotton candy shots.
Oh yeah. Nice.
But that was the game where he threw like 19 touchdowns, like some crazy
Yeah.
amount of touchdowns. So like everyone's tables was just like littered with these undrank shots.
So funny,
And
dude.
I was sitting with my buddy Jesse, and I was like, fuck it. And I tried one, and I was like, I don't like that. And then when the tour did happen in like June and July, the tour manager was like really into like tiki bars. So every night we would go back to the bus, and he'd be like making crazy cocktails. And so like I tried a few, and again, like I was like not into them. But then recently a friend of mine made me try like a strawberry watermelon jalapeno margarita.
Nice.
And I was like, oh, this is good. So then last night we went to a bar to watch the Met game. And I was like, oh, I'll try this margarita. It was like crazy, like black cherry mezcal, blah, blah.
Great.
And I tried it, and I was like, nah, it's not for me. It's still not for me. I like
It's probably the mezcal. It's too smoky.
maybe, I don't know.
Smoky.
So you went a long time without drinking at all.
No, yeah, I never did drink. I never drank or did drugs, really.
For like any specific reason or?
I didn't, and then I found straight edge, and I was like, oh, that's what I am.
Yeah.
So then, like, I was straight edge, but like, whatever.
So if you're not drinking and doing drugs, how are you getting arrested and involved with the police?
Oh, dude, life of crime. My whole I never stood a chance, dude. Like my dad used to have a saying, it's not illegal if you don't get caught.
Yeah.
And also, what was his other one? Oh, illegal is a sick bird. Like it'd be like, oh, that's illegal. Illegal is a sick bird.
I don't know if I get
I don't
that.
even know. I don't get it
Like
either.
ill,
Just nothing.
like an ill eagle.
Oh.
Terrible dad joke. Also, it's a joke from a terrible dad. And so I just like, and then, and my brother was like wrapped up in some stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So like, and again, this is corroborable
Sure.
stuff. In 9th grade, I was doing betting slips in my high school. Like
Oh,
I was
shit.
the bookmaker for my high school.
That's pretty cool, actually.
And I would bring it back to my brother, and he would bring it back to like whomever. And we're just 13, 14-year-old kids gambling on like parlay slips.
Oh my god,
Dude, that's awesome.
Well, I mean,
Did you get in trouble for it?
I'm a degenerate loser. So like karmically, I got in trouble.
Sure,
for it.
sure.
You never got caught though in school.
Not doing that. No.
That's
No.
not bad.
But I also got kicked out of school on my 18th birthday.
For what?
Beating a kid up in the parking lot.
What happened? How'd that happen?
It's road rage, basically. Like we were both going for the same parking spot, and it was like a rich kid, and like I never liked those kids, so like I just like walked over the car and just fucking
Dude,
That's kind of the dream.
started socking them.
just beating the shit
Isn't
out
that
of him.
kind of the
On your
dream?
birthday too?
It was my birthday. I was having a bad day.
Oh.
Maybe that night was going to be a surprise party, but they were playing it cool during the day.
Oh my god, dude.
It was like 16 candles. They forgot my fucking birthday. But instead, Molly Ringwald didn't beat the shit out of somebody.
And way less racism.
That's how that movie should have ended. Molly Ringwald just shooting everybody.
Way less. In my story, it was way less anti-Asian rhetoric.
I know.
And less date raping. Which I guess is just raping.
Sure, fair.
Are you able to tell us what you've gotten arrested for?
First was it was like the thing was criminal mischief. I was just writing graffiti.
What was your tag?
Ruby or Rue?
It's about as clever as the Krasinski.
Okay, dude.
Honestly.
Yeah. Well, at least, that was just a throwaway name on the podcast. It's not like you're permanently putting it on structures.
No, I am. I was going to put it on my shirt.
Oh, okay.
And then
my brother used to be big into graffiti on Long Island. Yeah.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And
How
then
old's
he
your
got
brother?
caught. He's 30 now. And he was
little
doing it
after.
in high school. He claims.
What high school? Huntington?
St. Anthony's.
Oh.
My brother and I were totally different. Like, I'm the oldest, and I went through and I never made waves. My brother showed up to that high school and immediately he was the one, he was fighting kids. Like, they would fight after school in the park, and he would graffiti and he would steal shit.
What crew did he push?
I forget what his tag was, but they used to do it. He used to take those USPS slips,
Of
right?
course.
And then
Yeah, and
he
then
would
just
do
put
it
'em up,
and then slap them places. And I was like, oh, that's cool. He claims that the reason that which is no longer there, the Michaels that used to be by the Walt Whitman Mall.
Okay.
He claims that why they lock their graffiti up now is because him and his friends used to go in and steal the cans.
It's probably because me and my friends would steal the cans, but
That's
sure, him and his friends, yeah.
He was
just
like-
remember, someone before you did the same shit you did.
Yeah. I was like, I don't know, Lucas. He was like, yeah.
Did they actually catch you in the act?
Yeah, they caught me and my buddy. And then the second one was assault, and then the third one was what was it? Larceny?
Theft, larceny. Yeah.
It was reduced. It ended up.
What did you steal? Or attempt to steal?
So, I would trade. I didn't care. I was fine with stealing. I hated. I still hate corporations.
Sure.
So I would take anything from a Walmart or a Kmart or fuck these places. They don't even pay their employees enough. I always felt that way. So to me it was justified. You know what I mean? For sure. If I see a lady stealing something from Walmart, I'm just mind your own fucking business.
More
Marks.
power to you.
You know what I mean? So I would trade electronic goods for tattoos a lot.
Okay.
And so someone who was tattooing me was like, "Oh, I really want a cordless phone." This is the early 2000s.
Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah, it's the early 2000s. So he wanted a cordless phone. And I think he just wanted it to smash it or make a video. He didn't, no one's using cordless phones anymore. So I went and I just literally just walked in, grabbed it off the shelf, and then walked out. And and security was in the alcove, and my buddy Dubin can corroborate this one. I was walking out, and they were like, what are you doing? And I'm like, just going to use the phone. And they were like, it was an older guy and a younger guy, and this is peak me in trouble days. So I'm ready to go. So. And I mean older 65 and younger 19.
Okay.
And the guy's like, we can do this the easy way or the hard way. And I remember being hard way for whom? And then both of them were and I was like, I don't know if I can take both of these guys right now.
Also, what a fucking, working at a Best Buy and just going to fucking fight people?
Yeah, it's fuck you, dude. First of all, don't narc.
Yeah,
You know
where's
what I mean?
your loyalty?
You're going to get a bonus check if you stop one. This is loss prevention that's why the prices are what they are.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's just cranking out lines from a Clint Eastwood movie on YouTube.
Yeah. And I was like, I really felt like in that moment, like both those dudes were like, oh man, this is gonna suck. Like I know they were thinking what I was thinking.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, oh man, like I could definitely break a couple of noses, but my nose is gonna get broke also.
Yeah.
And I was like, fine.
That's so funny. So they called the cops?
Yeah.
Dude,
And
that's
the
such
cops were
bullshit.
like-
you didn't even just fucking let you put it back and be like, you got me, dude.
Yeah.
That's some bullshit.
There was like it was like one of those I don't know, like on Long Island. Sometimes like they have a little cop booth like in the parking lot.
Yeah.
It was like that.
Oh,
Like
that
so, the
sucks.
cop was like right there, and they were like,
Oh,
and I was like,
man.
all right.
That blows, dude.
Yeah.
When did you get beat up by the cops?
Oh my God, I was on tour with Dashboard Confessional of all bands.
Great.
I was with the opening band, and we were in Atlanta. And this is also again corroborable. I was like standing in like the fire lane,
Okay.
but fucking yeah, I'll move if there's a fucking fire.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I had my laminate on, and like someone like taps me on the shoulders like you got to move, and I'm like it'll be like 2 minutes. I just want to see one thing from this. Like I want to hear one thing. And then I'll be out of your way.
Okay.
Just give me 2 minutes. And they were like, oh, no. And I'm like, look, I'm with the tour. Like, whatever. Like, just give me 2 minutes. Kept bothering me. And I'm like, this whole time, if you would have just shut the fuck up, I could have.
I would have been gone already.
You said that?
Yeah, I'm an asshole. And like whatever. And so like I just turn around. Like I just turn around and ignore him. And then like a few seconds later, enough time for it to be a different person, but also not enough time for it to definitely be a different person. Another hand on my shoulder. And I think it's the same person, the security guard. So I just put my laminate up and I'm like, I'm just because I'm holding it, not like being arrogant. Like I just like wave him away with the laminate. Like just fucking go away.
Are you're standing here physically or in your car?
I'm standing in the no in like a fire lane, like
in a venue.
Yeah.
In the venue.
Watching the
Okay.
band. Yeah.
Okay.
So I do like this, but like I can feel it make contact with the person.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I put it back in my pocket, but that was too late. And I just get scooped up, and I turn around, and it's a cop.
Oh.
But I had already, like, once the hand comes around me, I'm just, like, swinging.
Oh, yeah.
And then I realize it's a cop. And so, like, I grab the railing, like I'm not getting dragged out by cops. And then another cop, like, fucking hits my hand with his stick.
Ooh.
And they carry me out. And I'm fighting. They carry me out to like the merch area. And they have me down on the ground, and the one cop is gouging my eyes.
Holy
oh my
shit.
God.
And the guitar tech, this guy Bucky, Dashboard's guitar tech, he's like smoking a cigarette indoors, by the way, like the badasses. He's just smoking a cigarette. He's like, hey man, people are watching you. And the cop's like looks up, or the tale is that the cop looks up, and he's like, you might not want to do that.
Oh my
Like, I
God.
think that's police brutality. And the guy like lets go of my eyes.
Dude, that's so fucked up.
And then they brought me out of the thing. They didn't arrest me. They just kicked me out.
Oh, that's such.
Oh,
That's so
man.
fucked up, dude.
And then the tour manager for the headline of the Dashboard's tour manager was like, can you come into the production office, please? Like texted me, and I like had to go back in through the back, like through the artist entrance, and like go into the production office. And he's like, what the fuck you doing, dude? I'm lucky I didn't get kicked off the tour, to be honest.
Oh,
You didn't get,
jeez.
you stayed on?
Yeah.
Oh, that's good though.
Yeah.
Because I had a reputation for being like a good worker. Like I'm not like that was like I was having a rough couple of days, you know.
Yeah.
I had just Austin powered the van too. Like the parking garage was under the was under the venue, and like I kind of got it stuck between two posts, and I just got out of the van, threw the keys to someone else on the tour, and was like, "You fix it." I was having a bad day.
Dude, that's brutal.
Yeah.
I like when you said the idea of the fight with those two people at Best Buy, or did you say that was a Best Buy?
It wasn't Best Buy. It was a Kmart.
A Kmart.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's
even worse.
Even funnier.
It's even worse, dude.
But just
are they
that-
still? Aren't they out of business now?
Most of them.
Kmart or a Caldor? Like, yeah, one
Oh,
of those.
Caldor,
like,
the
one
worst,
One of those,
dude.
like, one of those ones that, like, are you still open?
Yeah.
You know?
That's how I feel every time I go into a Staples. I'm like, they've been going out of business for 15 years.
And there's just no customer service.
Nobody
there, or
works there.
One person usually that's pissed off.
They're like, oh, you need paper clips? Somewhere in our warehouse here. Like, good luck.
I've had things where I remember being in school about like meeting somebody after school for a fight.
Yeah.
I remember I was on the bus and this kid Chad was like starting shit with me, and I was like, dude, fuck that. When we get off the bus after school, I'm kicking your ass. And I threw out the challenge, and like I looked so cool. And then immediately after, I was like, now I got to spend the whole day thinking about maybe not winning this fight, you know? And I never cared about it hurting. I cared about the ego hurting, you know? So I'm just thinking, I'm like, all right, I got to hype myself up to fight this dude. I got to hype myself up to fight him. And I was like, man, I was like, it might not go my way. And we get onto the bus going home, and me and him are like going back and forth a little. We get off the bus, and I'm like, all right, man, let's do this. And he was like, man, it's just like, too cold outside to be fighting, man. It's freezing, man. It just isn't good weather for a fight. And I was like, yeah, all right, man. You're right. You know, because it's just one of those things where, like, I don't think you got to be a certain type of crazy to, like, always want to fight. And there was really nothing between me and this dude that, like, it was like he said one little thing. And I was like, I can't fight him for this. And Neil was like, oh, I would have I don't care if it was
I would have hit
10
him
below.
on the bus.
Yeah.
I would immediately.
Neil would have hit him in the morning and been like, all right.
I was a bad person. I was a bad person for a long time.
A bully?
Not a bully. Never a bully. But I listen. 90% of the fights I was in, I got beat up.
Yeah.
Like very little times was I like, oh, yeah, I fucking took care of that dude. That's never. That's almost never how that story goes.
But it was just one of those things where like two dudes trying to like maintain their masculinity and level, but also two
Was
dudes
anyone
that
around
did not want to
watching?
fight. Oh yeah.
Oh, and you're
like-
both like, you're right, it is a little cold.
Well, no, my boy. I kind of ended it like, all right, dude, if that's what you want, then yeah, all right. If you don't want it,
And then you went home and you were like, I got the best of that one.
oh, I'm like walking with my boys. I was like, he's lucky, man. He's lucky. He was fucking scared, and really, I was like, nah, I didn't want to do that at all.
Lucky I was scared.
Yeah.
Dude, I was talking about my brother earlier. This story just came back to me. Dude, this is we talk about this all the time. There was so I went to a Catholic school. I went to St. Anthony's, right? And when my brother was there, they had this tradition, I guess. I don't know. There was like a priest. So it's all brothers that run the school. And then there's like a priest, an actual like who like runs the masses and stuff. And this is after I graduated, and my brother tells this story to this day. And he's like, yeah, this priest, my brother was a sophomore, I think. And, you know, already making trouble, but teachers liked him. This is what I was always jealous about him. Like, when you are in detention a lot, you are liked by the disciplinarians for some reason. Like, they just loved him. The principal knew him.
You're their guy.
Yeah. He was just in detention. I remember he had to go to summer school once just to serve detention because they ran out of days. And they were like, you got to go to summer school for detention. So for like 3 weeks, he just had to go to the school in the summer and serve his detention. But I remember one time he was like...
Also, like, sorry, but like how archaic a system where like, obviously this isn't working on this kid.
Yeah.
Like, think of something else. Let's use our fucking noodles for a second and be like, hey, how can we get through to this kid instead of just putting all these people with all these different issues like through the same thing? Like, obviously that didn't fucking work for me. That didn't work for your brother. And they just kept being like, no, we're going to make it work. Like, no, you're not going to make it work. I'm never going to be a member of society this way.
Dude, my brother's a real good artist. And I remember one time in detention, there was the guy who ran detention was this big, hard, older dude. And my brother drew a picture of him like sucking one of his buddy's dicks. And like, he's a real good artist. It looked like legit. And he passed it to his buddy. And the guy was like, hey, what is that? Let me see that. And dude comes over, opens it up, and he goes, what the fuck? And he literally crumpled it up and he goes, we're never going to speak of this again. My brother was like, oh, shit. He was like, I could have gotten thrown out of school for that, dude. But yeah, this priest, dude, I remember came up to my brother and he was like, hey, Lucas, was asking students, and my brother did it as a joke at first. He was like, hey, does anyone want to come up and ring the morning bell in the chapel? Like, you get to go up in the steeple and ring the bell. And it was like, he was painting it, and my brother was like, yeah, I'll do it. And he was like, all right. So he like brings him up to the steeple of this like church, teaches him like how to like ring the bell, and he does it. And my brother was like, oh, sick, nice. And he was like, okay, yeah. So now, you know, this is your job now. I'll see you 7 a.m. every morning for, you know, the rest of the semester. And my brother was like, okay. Dude, next day, didn't show up. Yeah. He was like, yeah, I'm not fucking doing that. The priest saw him like during the middle of the day, and he was like, I'm very disappointed in you, Lucas, for not showing up this morning. That was an honor, and you ruined it. And I was like, yeah, dude, Lucas, he wanted to fuck you. He definitely wanted to molest you. And now he's mad that it's not going to happen.
Yeah, now you turned him off.
Well, thank God. Like, yeah.
I know. I mean, my brother would have beat the shit out of him. But, you know, at this point, he's like 16 and beating the shit out of kids after school anyway.
Dude. Yeah.
Neil, have you ever killed anybody?
No.
Okay.
All right.
I've been present for some manslaughter, though.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I've seen people die a bunch.
Are you serious?
Yeah. I remember the first time I saw someone die.
Fucking 47 minutes in. Now we're getting into the meat, baby.
This is what this podcast is about.
I know. Yeah.
That's why I was excited. I was like, I get to tell stories I can never tell because they're just not funny.
Yeah, dude.
They're not funny to normal people. Like, you have to fucking be a problem. We were like 11 or 12, and we were on the corner. So I lived between, like, high school's across the street. My house is this corner. There's a pizza place on this corner. And next to like across the street, sideways from my house, is the overpass to the highway. And like overpass is like kind of like, you know. So it's kind of like a blind thing. Like they've since put in a stop sign and a crosswalk.
Yeah.
This is like before, you know.
They cared about safety.
Yeah. So we're 11 or 12. It's me, Scott Molarski, and this kid, Andrew Lieb. And we're hanging out at the pizza place. And it's like dusk or maybe a little after dark. It's quiet in the neighborhood. And a guy on a motorcycle passes. And then he sees like people he can impress. So he comes back like doing a wheelie.
Oh, yeah.
And we're like, is this adult trying to fuck us? You know what I mean? Like kick rock. Like,
yeah, is he going to ask us to go up to a bell tower?
Yeah, we're already troublemakers. Both me and Andrew eventually got kicked out of school.
Yeah.
Like Scott probably graduated, but I don't know what he's up to these days. But like we were troublemakers. So the guy passes again. So finally he passes and he like zips down the block towards where my house is, and we hear it. So we like jog up the block, and a landscaping truck came out on the other side of the hill, and the motorcycle was going, you know, way too fast for a residential street.
Oh.
And went to go behind the truck, but the trailer
is there also.
for the truck.
Oh, shit.
So, like, honestly, if he was going like 4 miles an hour faster, he would have cleared the truck. But there was a dent, a head-sized dent right at the top of the trailer. And his body was, like, there. I mean, not, like, to scale. Like, his body was there. And then, like, way over there was the helmet. And it was one of those, like, helmets that was, like, just like this kind of a helmet.
Yeah.
So whatever was in the helmet stayed in the helmet.
Oh, my God.
So it just, like, chopped the top of his head off.
Man.
And we're 11.
Holy shit.
And we were like, huh.
Holy shit,
Oh
dude.
my God, dude.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure between that and my dad's crazy parenting style, I'm pretty sure that's what
Wow.
did me in.
That's how we got here.
Yeah.
That's nuts, dude.
Holy shit.
So the cops came and everything, and
Cops came,
well,
yeah.
you guys hung out there and watched.
Yeah.
That's dark.
Yeah, it's wild.
Never show off in front of 11-year-olds.
Yeah, man, that's 11-year-old dude. Listen, you're gonna get in trouble. You know what I mean? Like if you're trying to hang out with 11-year-olds, you're gonna get in trouble one way or another. You know?
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Any others? You said you've been present for a manslaughter.
Yeah.
Can you tell the story or no?
I mean, just beat up a guy, stomped him out, and then he just you thought.
Holy shit!
You didn't realize
This is like one of your buddies did this,
No.
or like a guy.
because in those days you hung out with groups of
People.
suburban gangs
Yeah. Okay.
and things. No one means to do that,
Damn.
and then you're doing it, and then you're like, yo, guys, he's not moving, and then everyone just runs away,
Holy shit!
and then you'll find out in the news tomorrow.
Holy shit.
Bunch of local hoodlums, and then you're on Eyewitness News.
Holy shit!
But I didn't participate.
Okay, I was like, for a second, I was like, did you just admit to murdering someone?
No, 100% no. 100% no.
Okay.
That's wild, dude.
No. Just in the vicinity.
Did anyone ever get in trouble for that?
I've known a couple of kids who went, a lot of we were 16 though. So
Yeah.
I know someone went to juvenile.
Oh yeah.
I remember they did the Scared Straight program for us in 17 or 18 or whatever. I guess 17 years old. And it was the local, it was the East Meadow.
Yeah.
So we'd go in and I knew a couple of the guys. I was like, oh, what's up? Yeah.
Dude, those Scared Straight, I love the one. I love the video of the Scared Straight where the kid, it's this big black dude and it's this little fat chubby white kid and he's like, lick your lips. Lick your lips, and then he takes the fun dip, and he puts it on his finger, and then he puts it on the kid's wet lips, and he's like, "Yeah, that means you're my bitch now."
I never saw that.
Oh, it's so good, dude. It's so funny. That one, and then I love the ones where the kids just don't break. And they're I'm going to, once you're in here, 5 more years, you're going to be in here. He's like, I'm going to rape you. And the kid's like, I look forward to it. He's like, I know you can't touch me. Legally, they have to protect me. You look like a bitch.
Yeah. I will say, I mean, not nearly the same thing, but when I ran a venue for a little while, and I would hang out with the security guys a lot, and it would cause all kinds of chaos. And I remember, I can't say his name. I'm not gonna say his name. The head of that security company.
Okay.
There was a guy who was causing trouble, and we drag him. We would the owners of the club were liked fighting.
Yeah. Drag them out, hit their head on the door, hit their,
Better, we would wait for them to leave, and then we would follow them and beat them.
Oh my God, dude.
Holy shit.
And we had guys I don't want to say names. We had guys that didn't work for us, but that were our homies that we would let in free and stuff.
Yeah.
And we'd be like, yo, the guy in the red shirt's got to go. And they would handle it. So we were like, oh, I don't know what happened to the guy in the red shirt.
Oh my God, dude.
So I remember this one time. There's a chance I call you and I'm like, delete all that stuff.
No names, it's fine.
But I did it.
Fair.
So the head of security choked this guy out and put him to sleep across the street.
Shit.
And I was like, how do you do that? And he was like, oh, I'll show you. And he woke the guy up, did it again. And then woke him up and was like, you try it. And we were just
Oh my God, dude.
That's awesome.
literally passing this guy around.
So fucked up.
That guy has brain damage now.
Oh my god.
Yeah, to be fair, this guy probably had brain damage around.
That's
This guy was
true.
a piece of shit.
That's like doing. It's
Holy
just like
shit.
doing a bunch of whippets.
Yeah, this guy was a piece of shit. So
Yeah.
like, we didn't feel bad, and it was too funny.
That's insane, dude.
He was like, "Oh, you
Holy
do
shit.
it like this," and I was like, "I couldn't do it." I was like, "I can't do it." He was like, "Here, let me show you. You do it." And we come back up. Like, "Here, do it."
Oh my god.
And you're sober.
I'm super. We're also we're fucking security
so
guards.
much
Yeah.
worse, dude.
Yeah.
I know.
You can't be like, this is my drinking days. I was just such.
And I can't even be like, "Oh, I was a kid." No, I was like an adult. I ran a venue.
So fucked.
That's what I'll tell stories on here sometimes, and then I realize, this was like 3 years ago.
Yeah. That dude, my pee stories from the last summer.
Yeah, I remember
my
that.
back-to-back pee stories. I've told them on the pod before, but basically I peed in a girl's bed, and then like a month later,
Blame her.
no, it was
one.
dude. It ended up being so lucky. I passed out on my back without any like
Clothes on.
coverings
Oh.
on me.
Uh-huh.
So I like literally I got up. There was nothing on the bed at all. I went into the bathroom. I put my underwear in the faucet, changed them, tucked them like in my bag, and went back to bed. It was so lucky.
I remember someone telling me a story that they like went home late, pissed the bed, and then got up early before the wife woke up and left, and was just like, she never brought it up because it's pretty embarrassing for an adult woman to pee herself.
Dude, I remember this girl that I ended up dating for a while, but it was like I think the first night that we slept in the same bed together, and we got really fucked up, really drunk. I was like 20, and we're laying in bed, and I wake up and I'm like, oh god, she fucking pissed the bed, So I'm like, and it's like a full. So it's not like that big of a bed. So I'm just like laying on like the farthest corner of the bed, and she wakes up. She's like, oh, the bed's wet. Did somebody spill something? I was like, nope, somebody didn't spill something. She was like, oh, did somebody pee? I was like, somebody didn't pee. You pissed.
Did a guy come in here and pee on the bed and leave?
She thought it was me, and I'm just like staring at her. And then the type of guy I am, I dated her for like 2 years after that.
Because she's cool.
Yeah, dude. She's fun. She parties.
What did she say when she pissed the bed? Was she apologetic? Was she horrified?
Oh, I'm so sorry. I'll get up. I got more sheets, and she got up like in like a drunken stupor and changed the sheets.
That's a girl who's done that more than once.
Or that's a girl move. If it's a dude and he's like, we'll go sleep on the couch then, and I'll fix it in the morning.
Laying down newspaper like in Big Daddy.
Can I go back to a thing?
Yeah, absolutely.
yeah.
I just remembered a story that like
Hell yeah.
has to be
Yeah,
Of course.
give it
has to be
me.
told into a microphone. When we were running the club, this guy used to play all the time. We called him Chris. I'm going to use real names.
Sure.
This is in the paper. This is searchable.
Yeah.
Google this. This is a fucking phenomenal tale. So one of the guys we used to play is this guy we used to call him Chris Synergy
Okay.
because he ran Synergy Gyms. Do you remember Synergy Gyms on Long Island?
I don't.
Ran Synergy Gyms. His name was, we called him Chris Synergy. He was a cool guy. He was always very nice to me, very generous, great tipper. I remember one time I was like talking about like weight loss, and he was like, "Oh, come join the gym." Like, gave me free membership.
That's nice.
Free, like, personal training things. Like just a generous dude, and fun, like funny, cool. He stopped showing up one day. And I came to work one day, and I was like, "Oh, where's Chris Synergy been? I haven't seen him in a while." And they're like, "Oh, you didn't hear what happened?" And I was like, "Obviously not. I'm asking about him." And they're like, "Google Christian Tarantino." And I'm like, "Okay, yo." I mean, this guy sat as close as me and you for years. He and two dudes robbed an armored truck to open the gym. One of the dudes shot the driver of the truck and killed him. So they shot that dude and killed him.
Oh.
And hid 2 bodies. I might be wrong on some of these details. Google
Yeah.
it. They hid the bodies in the woods. Then the other dude, who turns out to be Dee Snider's brother-in-law.
Oh, wow.
Shit. Okay.
So, like, he's involved in this now. So this is like a national.
Yeah.
So the dude, like, kind of, I don't know if he starts to rat to the FBI or is
Oh shit. Okay.
thinking about ratting to the FBI. Chris gets wind of it and is like, yo, we got to move these bodies. We got to throw these bodies in the sound.
Yeah.
So they go get the bodies, and this dummy gets on a fucking boat with Chris.
Oh.
They go out on the sound with these 2 bodies. Chris throws 3 bodies in the fucking
Oh
sound.
my God.
Goes to jail for triple homicide. I mean,
Holy shit.
this fucking lunatic was right there for a year or 2,
Just afterwards, just
you know,
like,
cool
hey,
fucking dude, being cool.
come to
dude.
the gym.
Yeah, come hang out.
That is oh my God. That's a sociopath.
Wild.
How are the gyms doing?
I think they closed.
Yeah.
Probably.
I'm pretty sure he had to sell them, or he didn't own all of them.
What's his name?
Christian Tarantino.
I'm going to look it up. Is he still in jail?
I believe he either is still in jail or he died in jail of Parkinson's.
Oh.
I know he had Parkinson's. And
How
was
old was he?
Not old.
So let me get this
Oh,
straight.
yeah. Fitness club owner sentenced to life in prison. Christian Tarantino of Dix Hills. Convicted of triple murder.
Triple murder. So this is
But he
including
only killed the one guy.
the one guy who killed the armored truck driver.
Yeah.
And
And the
then-
armored truck driver counts as a murder too.
Yes.
He got arrested for
It's felony
sentenced
murder.
for all 3 of those murders.
And who was the third guy?
The
Other
other
guy,
partner that was talking to the feds, which is how he got caught.
Oh
Damn.
man. So he killed his whole crew that went out
Yeah.
to rob the armored trucks, and that's how he paid for the.
Well, I
Jim?
don't think he intended to kill either of those dudes. I don't.
Oh, yeah.
think,
D. Snyder.
yeah. I don't know how. Yeah, I don't think he intended to kill any of those dudes. To be honest, I think from the stories I heard, the other dude killed the armored truck driver kind of accidentally. Like, was just kind of like, "Grr," and then maybe the armored truck driver reached for his gun to be a hero,
Yeah.
and he fucking fired. Whatever the situation is, I envision and hope for a scenario where he only killed the one dude because his safety was at risk.
Yeah. I mean, that's if you felony like murder, it's like if you are in a bank robbery or committing a crime and then someone dies, even if you're not the one who like pulled the trigger,
It's your fault.
you're
Yeah.
getting, charged with the murder also. So that's interesting. So both those dudes in the commission of the crime, the felony robbing an armored car, went down for those murders, and then his third one off the boat. Damn, dude. Yeah, it says he shot him in the face, threw him off the boat. Wow. That's nuts, dude.
Dude, this close.
Just being normal.
Just fucking, what's up, Dylan?
He's
what's
fucking,
up, Neil?
he's just like, okay, Neil, your lats are getting good. This
Yeah.
is what you got to do.
The conversations we have on the couch.
Oh, my
Just like
God.
regular dudes.
That's
dude.
insane.
Yeah.
Dude, well, we just hit an hour, and I can't think of a better way to end on that story, dude.
Hell yeah.
That's a great way to end the
I
pod.
can't get in trouble for that, right? It's
No.
No.
the fucking internet.
It's a real,
Yeah, we just Googled.
it's a real thing that happened.
Yeah, all right.
No, why would you get in trouble? It's,
I mean, like, his family's not going to come after me.
No, I mean,
No.
I told the story about how I'm pretty sure
Probably a pretty bad family.
I'm pretty sure a priest wanted to molest my brother. I
yeah,
mean, that's
good
not
point,
true
yeah.
at all, but speculation. Speculation. There's no evidence.
You didn't say his name.
That's true, but this is true. This is but yeah, dude, thanks for coming on. Tell the people where they can find you if you have anything coming up.
Yeah,
this
Neil
will be out
Rubens-
in like 2 weeks.
Okay, NeilRubenstein.com, and my special, Have Some Dignity, should be out now-ish, maybe next week. But if you subscribe to the YouTube. I guess you get notified.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
So yeah, try and do that. I guess.
Definitely subscribe to Neil's YouTube. Check out his special. Thanks again, Neil.
Oh, thanks, guys.
You
dude.
can find me at Zawodni on all social media, posting clips, dates, all that bullshit. And every single Wednesday right here on Troublemakers with my man Dylan.
And you can find me at Dylan Krasinski on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, and at Troublemakers on all those sites. We post the clips 4, 5, 6 times a week. New episodes are out every Wednesday, excuse me. Go follow Neil, everybody, and we'll see you next week, baby.
Bye.
Good night.